What's up, y'all? It is day 2 and I'm bringing y'all with me to Beautycon again. So we are right by the entrance and let's go have some fun. We cute. I need this lighting to get it together though. You can barely see me. I'm looking like a snack. Okay. Okay, lighting, come through then. I'm chewing gum, my bad, y'all. So today is a 10 o'clock entrance. And I got here early. Y'all hear that, right? Early. What's that? Have this crowd here. Does anyone here have a YouTube channel? Not yet. Okay, I am also on YouTube. If anyone would like to subscribe to my channel. And what is your YouTube? Highly
Represent for blackness in a certain way, being that you know others are paying attention?
No, I think that's what makes the Shade Room successful is that earlier, you know, obviously I had a thing for black media, right? And black culture. So that was what I wanted to focus on because that's what I could resonate with, right? And I was a black woman, and so my experiences resonated with other black women, and that's how the Shade Room started getting hot. And so for me, everybody has said, well, why don't you branch off into other, you know, types of news? And I concentrate on the Shade Room and black culture because that's what it was based off of. That's what it was born to be, you know what I mean? And that's what my passion is, and it has helped us more than it has hurt us because black culture is pop culture, you know what I mean? And so everybody can enjoy black culture.
Where and when do you think the term shade originated?
Shade is a term that came from the 80s, believe it or not. And it came from like drag queen ballroom culture, you know what I mean? The black gay community. That's where the word came from originally, I would say.
I don't think that the Shade Room does shade though. Because it's not like y'all giving an opinion. Y'all are just putting out there what artists are doing. And originally you described.
So this is a 101 class. We're supposed to learn how to make a bag.
I'll definitely be thinking about any questions you may have after the All-Star panel. We're also going to have a chance to network, which is fun. In the days of Instagram, when everyone's super connected online, it's crucial to step out and connect with people in real life. Take interactions beyond a curated image. There's so much to learn from each other, and we encourage everyone to use this morning as an opportunity to get inspired and get your brand off the ground. And now we have founder and CEO of Xandra Beauty and one of Beautycon's youngest entrepreneurs, Xandra Cunningham. And joining us in a bit, New Orleans native and CEO of the Crayon Case and new mom, Wuzzam Supa.
Success is more. I mean, I think every time we've had a challenge, it's made us work harder, and I think there's a lot of fake it until you make it in this business, and you learn as you go, but you hold your head high and keep going.
And I think Devin was a catalyst for sharing your wisdom with us. And my question is, would you recommend going to college or going to a school specifically for business to start your own brand? If not, how did you receive your knowledge of building your own business?
That's a great question. You can build as much to who you are as a person.
Yeah, I would say also, I think
I think that experience is a great experience to have. I mean, I'm in college right now, and it's definitely a different world to be left on your own and have to figure it out. And little things like, what do I do today, or what time do I have to set aside to study, or should I go out this night? So having that experience, it builds you up as a person. And then I would say to answer that question, whether you go to a college specifically for whatever it is you want to do, I guess the question would be is how interested are you in it and how much experience do you have in that field, because you don't want to pay a whole bunch of money to
Hello.
You got a channel, baby?
Yes, I do. YouTube world. Y'all see who it is.
My name in your
I definitely will. I'm gonna tag you.
Thank you so much.
You all in there. All right, thank you.
Your missteps on being still in that learning process. But there's also a great book written by Johnny Wilson that talks at length about how you can get involved in changing your direct area of influence. All right, I think that was the last question that we have time for, so I want to say a huge thank you to these panelists, to Blair, Adam, and DeRay. Please give them a big round of applause. Like I said, if you're not following them, you better be following them after today so you can figure out how to get involved in the important work that they're doing. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. What you've done is amazing. It's incredible. Did you do Cardi's hair today?
I didn't, because that's why I'm late. I was trying to get my hair fresh.
I knew, like, that I knew, I absolutely knew, but it's because she's slaying some hair.
It takes a diva to get a diva together.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay. So Leah.
Yes.
So you're based in New York and Seoul, and your audience is extremely global. It goes from 10% to South Korea to 33% in the States. What are you doing that so many people resonate with worldwide and not just in your respective areas?
I talk a lot about acne, fighting acne, skincare tips, and I think acne is like one
About Burger King. When I came out with my makeup brands, it's hundreds, it's thousands, you know. And I said, we all could make money, you know, we all could eat. I don't care who was selling makeup, I don't care who was doing makeup. I felt like it's so many people, everybody can't buy from one company. So if your company comes out, people gonna buy from you too. And then when it comes with makeup, I got 30 palettes from 30 different companies. So your company could be one of the companies too. So don't be afraid that other companies are out. Don't be afraid of that. Like, come out with your brand, no matter who else selling it. I'm gonna buy from you too. This person gonna buy from you too. It's important.
I would definitely say anything that you decide to do, you need to just go ahead and start it. There's never a right time to get started, but today is that right time. And like she said, the only thing that a person cannot copy is you. So it's more, just keep infusing yourself within your brand, and that's the only thing that they can't copy. So you just have to get started today.
Okay.
I mean, starting a brand sounds really daunting, and it could be in reality, but if you think of it as like targeting the smallest viable group that you can go for, I think all of us here are representing a certain community to solve some unmet needs that we identify. So identifying those problems from your inner circle or the community that you want to serve, don't try to shout and serve everyone, because you don't really become anything that way, but try to serve a specific group and really hone into crafting a voice that is suitable for those the audience and the consumer group. I think that's like the easiest way to think about it when it comes to entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I have to agree with my girls too, but I was actually going to say the same, like vibe. Like, it's never like too much. Like, we can all make money. It's too much. This is a $1 billion industry. Like, there's too much money out here for the all to just make the money, work together, support each other, and everything. So like, I feel the same way. And also, you don't have to, people try to come out swinging. You don't have to come out swinging. I started out small. I started out real small, and with my brand, I targeted all underdogs. I fell in love with underdogs. I got so many crayon cuties, and all of them are underdogs. And that's who I fell in love with, and that's who made my brand hot. Underdogs.
Okay.
And everybody feel like those people are small, but those people made my brand big. You know, so that's all that's all.
She is just so inspiring. I just can't, like, you're just incredible. I'm like, I feel like I'm like more than just listening. I can't even moderate. I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
I would do 10, 12 girls a day, like up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning doing hair, like making wigs, everything. Like I just never stop. Cause my thing is when you sleep in, somebody else is up trying to get your style. So it's like, ain't no time for that. So you gotta be hungry for it. And that's what I was, and I made it, I guess.
And I think sometimes, you know, people want like an easier answer, but the fact of the matter is when they say you have to put the work in, and I believe the buyer, one of my buyers are here today, and I remember when I first got started and I had to apply to get into the store, and they said, okay, well, who does the shipping? Who's customer service? Who's this? And I was every person. I changed my name. I'm like Carol, Jennifer, Linda, Lisa. So you got to do what you have to do, you know, so you're going to wear many hats to get to where you need to be, but if you're passionate about it, it doesn't feel like it's a job. You know what I mean? That comes later. You're not even like, oh, I want to get into this to make money. I've never thought about the money. I was like, listen, I don't want to slay everybody's hair, you know, so that was just secondary. But if you just know why you got into it, and if you have any family, and when I look at my kids, that's what keeps me pushing.
One more question.
Don't even come to her. Don't talk to her.
She said she made her brand. Her brand's worth what? $50 million. You just said. Since 50,000 for worth. It's incredible.
Right? That's probably real diamonds on her jacket.
Yeah. Everything so far.
Y'all know your girl Cardi's always ripping and running the streets in New York. So like, girl, she on the way, girl, she almost here, girl, she about to pull up, show up, and you know, do her thing. I just hope y'all can be a little patient.
What you don't know is I got a couple questions that I think a couple fans would like to know about Cardi, right?
I can't say too much, but
we know you under an NDA, so I'm gonna try to make it a little brief. How is Cardi as a person?
Well, we all know that. Like y'all see her, but y'all see is her.
But working with her,
it's the same thing. A crazy, wild, you just never know what you're gonna get type of deal.
Why didn't bring chairs?
Has she cussed me out? Yeah, I cussed her out too. But we still good girlfriends.
When you got the call to work with Cardi, how was it?
It was cool. I mean, we cool. Like,
cause it's nothing to you.
But I do this. It's everybody.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That's what you call that confidence, honey. Okay.
Phone ringing.
So my last question to you for the audience is if you could tell all of the young entrepreneurs something, all the aspiring hairstylists per se, what would you tell them?
Never be me.
No, just stay true to your dreams, stay hungry, get this money. It's enough money for all of us to eat, support each other. Just, you know.
That's generic. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Let me ask you differently. When people told you you ain't never gonna be able to do it, and that they didn't see you doing hair and stuff, or even that they didn't like the way you did hair, how did you handle that?
Can I cuss?
Can you?
They probably flipped the coin on who's coming out here.
No, it's just.
Period. And just like that. So, this is the last and final update, y'all. It's almost that time. We just have a few more moments of preparation, and we're gonna give y'all what y'all came for. So stay tuned. Thank y'all so much.
But listen. We are trying to do something crazy. We're super duper duper excited for this next discussion. So let me tell you, you know we've been taking on the conversation around beauty over these past few years. We've decided, or not decided, you've decided and told us that beauty at the end of the day is about power and your expression, yes? Yes? Okay, because I know you came here to thrive, right? You came here to thrive, and thriving for us today means having a conversation around financial equality, right?
Sitting on the floor for 3 hours.
So, we're going to talk about getting paid. We're going to talk about women getting paid what they deserve equally, right? Because it is still a dangerous time for a woman who's incredibly ambitious, right? So, we're going to try and make our community more comfortable talking about money because it's still awkward for us. It's new, right? It's taboo, right? And so, that's why, right? As someone who has started from nothing, has every day been trying to level up, this conversation had to be, and listen, it was a lot of work to put this together both for us and Cardi's team, but there was no one better to come to the stage to talk about leveling up, financial equality. So listen, before we do it, no, trademark this, so we're going to have to literally pay her royalty. Ready? So she's not going to come out until we all do a again. All right, welcome to the stage for the 5th anniversary of Beautycon New York, Cardi B.
Longing to talk to my daddy, but what he might have become frightens me. And I can't stand to see him in some dingy-ass correction facility, making eye contact through thick glass and having that be our last memory. Take me back to the old days, filled with piggyback rides, bear hugs, and butterfly kisses. I've been trying to hate him, but I'm filled with forgiveness. See, all I want to remember are the good times when he would coach me in tennis. I want to remember the dad that bought my mom flowers and candy for no occasion, the dad that taught me to take full advantage of education. He would sit me down at a table and give me extra hard books to read aloud, and while I was reading, he would feed me constructive criticism. I couldn't even glance at a television. I write for him. I write for the man I last saw in '96, not this man that has caused my life to be worse than hell, barricaded in a 6x9 cell. I speak of the man that used to preach at Sunday Mass, but he has changed. And I'm not saying my dad used to be a saint, because back then he had two sides to him. One side I called my dad, the other side I called that man. I remember when he and my mother would lay me down in a sheet and swing me from left to right like a swing would, and I miss it. I miss them. I know I'm robbing him of his fatherhood because I've heard about all the phone calls and I've received all the letters, but I ran away from it all. I know his daughters are growing up so fast and he isn't here to watch it happen, but I cringe at the thought of seeing him in handcuffs because he's dangerous. I'm scared that if I look in his eyes, it will be cold and abandoned. And just like at my mom's funeral, when I looked into the casket, I'll be screaming, "That's not him. That's not my daddy. My daddy ain't like this." But he is. See, I want to make him different because he's my father. But how many of them are fathers? And it don't matter how good of a dad he was then, because now he's rocking an orange jumpsuit, and to you, he's no different from all the other black men locked up in prison bearing a life sentence. And they're all the same, no names, just statistics. The only thing different are their percents, and the truth is I'm ashamed of him, and I refuse to face my father behind bulletproof glass, where a daughter can't even hug her own dad, and have that be our last memory.
Wow. I don't know how you did that without crying. Wow. Make some noise for Angie Wanda, y'all. I want y'all to continue to keep supporting the Shade Room. I love Angie and I love everything she stands for and everything she's doing. I bother her all the time. I be texting her for no reason, like just really just to stay on her good side.